Have you ever poured your heart and soul into something only to be told it's not good enough? It's a crushing feeling, one that can make you want to hide your passion away forever. Today, I want to share a story about a young artist named Ria who faced exactly that and how she found her way back to her canvas. It's a story about art, truth, and the incredible power of believing in yourself even when no one else does. In a quiet town, nestled between rolling hills and whispering forests, lived a young woman named Ria. For her, the world wasn't just a place to live. It was a masterpiece waiting to be captured. Her passion was painting. With a brush in hand, she felt alive. Her favorite subject was nature, the golden dance of sunlight on a stream, the deep, silent green of the woods, the fiery explosion of a sunset. Each stroke of her brush was a piece of her heart, a love letter to the world around her. She didn't just paint what she saw, she painted what she felt. Ria dreamed of sharing her vision with others. With a mix of excitement and nervousness, she began showing her paintings at local markets and small galleries. She would stand by her easel, her heart thumping, watching as people looked at her work. But the reactions she received were not what she had hoped for. "The colors are too bold," one person would say with a frown. "It's not realistic enough," another would comment, turning away. "It's nice, but it's not what people are looking for." The words, often spoken without malice, felt like tiny sharp stones thrown at her spirit. Each critique chipped away at her confidence. The joy she once felt while painting started to curdle into anxiety. She began to second-guess every color, every brushstroke. Was her sky too blue? Was her tree too crooked? The voices of others became a relentless echo in her mind, drowning out her own artistic intuition. The canvases that once represented freedom and expression now seemed to taunt her with her own perceived failures. The joy of creation was replaced by the heavy burden of expectation. Her studio, once a sanctuary of light and color, began to gather dust. Her brushes lay untouched, her paints dried in their tubes. The vibrant world she once saw now seemed dull and grey. Ria, the artist who loved nature with all her heart, had stopped painting. The silence in her studio was deafening. She had let the world convince her that her art, her very soul, wasn't good enough. She believed them, and in doing so, a part of her went quiet, lost in the shadows of doubt. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Ria avoided her studio, the sight of her unused supplies a painful reminder of her abandoned dream. She tried to fill her days with other things, but a profound emptiness lingered. It was like a vital part of her had gone missing. One cloudy afternoon, while wandering aimlessly through town, she found herself standing before a small, dusty art gallery she had never noticed before. Drawn by a strange pull, she stepped inside. The gallery was filled with paintings unlike any she had ever seen. They were raw, powerful, and bursting with emotion. They weren't perfect or polished in the conventional sense. Some were chaotic, others were beautifully simple, but every single one felt honest. In a quiet corner sat an old man, his hands speckled with paint, his eyes holding the wisdom of 1,000 canvases. He was the artist Elias. He saw Rhea lingering in front of a particularly wild and expressive landscape. "It speaks to you, doesn't it?" he asked, his voice gentle and raspy. Rhea, startled, simply nodded. "I used to paint," she confessed, her voice barely a whisper. But ... people didn't like it. They said it wasn't right. Elias looked at her, a knowing softness in his gaze. He didn't offer sympathy or platitudes. Instead, he said something that would change her life forever. "Are the critics," he chuckled softly. "They are looking for perfection. But art isn't about perfection. It's about truth. Your truth." He gestured to his own paintings. "Do you think everyone loves these? Of course not. Some find them messy, others find them unsettling. But it doesn't matter. They are my truth. They are what I see, what I feel. When you paint for others, you become a copyist. When you paint for yourself, you become an artist." His words resonated deep within Rhea's soul. It was as if a window had been thrown open in a dark, stuffy room, letting in a rush of fresh air and sunlight. Truth, not perfection. Rhea left the gallery with a fire reignited in her heart. Elias's words echoed in her mind. "Art isn't about perfection, it's about truth." That night, for the first time in a long time, she walked into her studio. She dusted off her easel, squeezed fresh, vibrant paints onto her palette, and picked up a brush. This time, there was no fear, no hesitation. She wasn't painting for the market, for the critics, or for anyone else. She was painting for herself. She painted the forest not just as it looked, but as it felt majestic, mysterious, and alive. She painted the sunset with all the fiery passion she felt inside, a chaotic and beautiful explosion of color. Her strokes were bold, her vision was clear. She poured all her hurt, her joy, her doubt, and her newfound hope onto the canvas. She was no longer trying to please an imaginary audience. She was having a conversation with her own soul. The joy was back, purer and stronger than ever before. She was creating her truth. With her renewed spirit, Rhea began to create a new body of work. Each painting was a testament to her journey, a vibrant expression of her unique perspective. They were honest, raw, and unapologetically Rhea. She decided to hold a small exhibition, not in a formal gallery, but in a local community hall. She had no expectations this time. She was simply sharing her truth, and if it resonated with someone, that would be a beautiful bonus. On the day of the exhibition, people started to trickle in. But this time, the atmosphere was different. People didn't just glance at her paintings. They stood before them, captivated. They saw the passion in the wild strokes, the emotion in the bold colors. They didn't see imperfect trees or unrealistic skies. They saw a forest that felt alive. They saw a sunset that stirred their own emotions. A young woman approached Rhea, tears in her eyes. "I've never seen anything like it," she said. It's how I've always felt about the woods, but I could never put it into words. One by one, people shared how her art made them feel. It inspired them, moved them, and reminded them of their own hidden passions. Her paintings weren't just pictures on a wall. They were catalysts for emotion and connection. Ria realized that by being true to herself, her art had gained a power it never had when she was trying to be perfect. It had become a mirror, reflecting the truths in others as well. Her work started to sell, not because it fit a trend, but because it was genuine. More importantly, she had inspired a community. Her courage gave others the courage to pursue their own neglected dreams. Ria's story is a powerful reminder for all of us. True success, the kind that deeply satisfies the soul, doesn't come from external validation or conforming to expectations. It comes from staying true to your own path, especially when it feels lonely. It's about listening to that inner voice, even when the world is shouting at you to be something else. Whether you're an artist, an entrepreneur, a student, or just someone trying to find your way, remember, Ria, your truth is your greatest asset. Don't hide it, share it. The world may not be ready for it at first, but your authenticity will eventually shine through and inspire those who need to see it most. Keep going, keep creating, and keep being you. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me today. If Ria's journey resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that inspire and uplift. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments what essay passion UVA pursued, even when it was difficult. Let's keep encouraging each other. Until next time, stay true to your path.